The crystal champagne flute trembled in my hand as I watched Maximus approach through the crowd. My career making moment at the Steel and Rose annual gala was about to become my nightmare. I'm Claire, and until tonight, I was the rising star of New York's most prestigious fashion house. The evidence of my success sparkled all around me, my designs draped on every third person in the room, my name whispered between air kisses and cocktail sips. Claire, darling, Maximus's voice oozed charm as he reached me. Your collection tonight, absolutely revolutionary. His hand gripped my elbow, steering me away from the crowd. Let's discuss your future with the company. The corridor he led me to was darker, quieter. My heels clicked against marble as memories of my father's similar private chat with Patrick Steele years ago echoed in my mind. These designs, Maximus purred, they're exactly what we need. Sign them over to the company. Full rights, modest compensation. Do this and you'll have my personal support for the lead designer position. I forced a smile. And if I decline, his facade cracked, then you'll never work in fashion again. I'll make sure of it. He leaned closer, bourbon on his breath. You have until Monday. I stepped back, my voice steady despite my racing heart. Thank you for the clarity, Maximus. Walking away, I pulled out my phone and pressed stop on the recording app. My other hand clutched a USB drive containing months of gathered evidence, harassment complaints, financial fraud, blackmail receipts, all of it about to become public. Let the reckoning begin, I whispered, pushing through the grand doors into the night air. Daddy, please don't sign it! I was 16 again, watching my father's hands shake as he held the contract. Patrick Steele stood over him like a vulture, expensive suit casting shadows across our family's small design studio. The memory shattered as my phone buzzed. Francesca's text lit up the screen. Video received. Ricardo wants to meet. Cafe on 23rd, 30 mins. I straightened my blazer and headed downtown. The cafe was quiet, just a few late night customers hunched over laptops. Ricardo sat in the corner, his investigative journalist badge still hanging around his neck. Show me, he said without preamble. I slid my phone across the table, the recording of Maximus already queued up. Ricardo's eyebrows rose as he listened. This is good, he muttered, but we need more. The bigger story isn't just about harassment, it's about systematic destruction of small designers. Like my father, I said. Exactly. He leaned forward. How's that other project coming along? I pulled up the beta version of my online store on my laptop. Mayhem Apparel launches tonight. My ex Lane helped with the coding. He thinks it's just a test site. Smart. Ricardo nodded. When this breaks, you'll need somewhere to sell independently. My phone buzzed again. Lane. Site's running smooth? Dinner to celebrate? Not tonight, I typed back, guilt twisting my stomach. I'd used him, just like Steele and Rose used everyone else. I was closing my laptop when a server approached with an envelope. Someone left this for you. Inside was a flash drive and a note. You're not the only one they've hurt. Use this wisely. My hands trembled, just like my father's had, all those years ago. The surveillance footage played on my laptop, each clip more damning than the last. Maximus, cornering women in elevators, conference rooms, parking garages. Then I saw her, Hadley, my sister, backing away from him in the copy room 3 years ago. My coffee went cold as I watched, rage building. She never told me. After everything, after choosing their side over our family, she still kept their secrets. My phone rang. Ricardo. I've got something on Patrick Steele, he said without greeting. Remember when your father's company went under? The bank records show. A knock at my door cut him off. Call you back, I whispered, closing my laptop. Through the peephole, I saw a young woman in designer clothes, Ariel Rose, the company's star influencer. I know it's you, she said through the door. The anonymous posts about corruption at Steele and Rose, the new brand that just launched. I want to help. I opened the door cautiously. How did you find me? I'm good at connecting dots. She held up her phone, showing Mayhem's website. Your designs have the same signature as the ones Maximus tried to steal. Plus, I've seen the way you look at him in meetings. like you're planning his funeral. My jaw clenched. What do you want? I have 2 million followers who love fashion and hate corporate bullies. Let me tell your story. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed with an email from Hadley. Saw you looking at my employee file today. We need to talk about what happened with Maximus. Ariel glanced at my screen. Looks like I'm not the only one with secrets to share. I let her in. Sometimes the best revenge requires unexpected allies. The expose went live at midnight. By morning, Harji Steel and a Rose corruption was trending. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing with notifications as Ariel's video about Mayhem's revolutionary indie designer racked up views. They're calling an emergency board meeting, Francesca texted. Maximus is losing it. I was reviewing the social media storm when my office door burst open. Maximus stormed in, face red. You unstable little bitch, he snarled. You think I don't know you're behind this? I stood slowly, phone recording in my pocket. Behind what? The article, the accusations, the sudden competition. He swept my desk clear with one arm. I warned you what would happen if you crossed me. Security's on their way, Francesca called from the doorway, and HR would love to discuss your current behavior. Maximus backed away, straightening his tie. You're fired, all of you. Clear out your. Actually, Francesca smiled, the board just suspended your authority pending investigation. I gathered my things, hands steady. As I reached the elevator, my phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. Your father killed himself because of Patrick Steele's blackmail. I have proof. The elevator doors opened. Hadley stood inside, pale and shaking. We need to talk about him, she said. About everything. Now you want to talk? I stepped in. After 10 years of silence? I was pregnant, she whispered, with Maximus's baby. The elevator stopped between floors, lights flickering. That's not even the worst part, Hadley continued, tears streaming. Dad knew. He tried to protect me. That's why Patrick destroyed him. The truth hit like a physical blow. All this time, I'd been avenging the wrong story. They made me sign an NDA after I lost the baby. Hadley's voice cracked as we sat in my apartment. $500,000 to keep quiet about everything. And Dad? He confronted Patrick, threatened to expose them. The next day, our accounts were frozen. The accusations of fraud started. She gripped her coffee mug. I thought signing their contract would save what was left of us. My phone chimed. Ariel had posted another video about mayhem. Orders were flooding in. Your brand is blowing up, Hadley noted, but Maximus just filed a lawsuit claiming intellectual property theft. Let him. I showed her the time-stamped design files. Francesca's already leaked proof that I created these before joining the company. Hadley's phone rang. Her face went white as she checked the screen. It's Patrick Steele. I grabbed her phone, putting it on speaker. Hadley, dear. Patrick's voice oozed through the speaker. Is your sister with you? I'd like to meet with her, privately. Why? I demanded. Because I'm the only one who knows what really happened to your mother after she took that payoff to disappear. Hadley's mug shattered on the floor. What payoff? Meet me at the Pierre, 1 hour. Come alone, Claire. The line went dead. Hadley grabbed my arm. Don't go. It's a trap. I have to know. I pulled out my phone, texting Ricardo. Need a wire. Emergency. This isn't just about justice anymore, Hadley warned. You're playing with fire. Good, I replied, grabbing my coat. It's time to burn it all down. Patrick sat in the hotel bar like a king on his throne, swirling scotch in a crystal glass. The wire under my blouse felt like ice against my skin. Your father was becoming a problem, he said without looking up. Small designers should know their place. So you destroyed him? I offered him a choice. Step aside or be crushed. Patrick smiled. He chose poorly. And my mother? Ah, yes. He slid an envelope across the table. She took 2 million to leave the country, signed away all parental rights. The scandal of abandonment was convenient for our narrative. My hands shook as I opened the envelope. Photos of my mother in Paris, dated last month. Alive. Living well. I'm offering you the same choice. Patrick continued. 10 million to disappear. Drop everything. The lawsuit, the expose, that little brand of yours. I stood slowly. Counteroffer. I have this entire conversation recorded, and tomorrow everyone will know how you orchestrated my father's death. His glass froze halfway to his lips. You're bluffing. Check your social media. I nodded to the TV above the bar, now showing breaking news. Fashion Empire executives arrested. CEO Maximus Blair in custody. Patrick lunged for me, but hotel security appeared instantly. Ricardo had planned everything. My phone buzzed as I walked out. Lane, you used me. The site architecture, it's mine. I'm filing a copyright claim. You have 1 hour to negotiate. Behind me, I heard Patrick shouting as police led him away. One battle won, another beginning. Bring it on, I whispered, calling Ariel. Time to unleash the internet's fury one last time. You really thought you could steal from me? Lane paced my office, waving printouts of code. I built your empire's foundation. You built nothing, I shot back. The site architecture was open source. I have receipts. Doesn't matter. My lawyers will. The door burst open. Ariel strode in, phone live streaming. Say that again for my 3 million followers. About threatening the woman who exposed fashion's biggest corruption scandal? Lane's face went pale. Turn that off. Too late. Ariel turned her screen around, showing comments flooding in. They're already digging up your history, the startups you've blackmailed, the female developers you've threatened. My phone rang. Ricardo. Turn on the news, he said. Now. The office TV flickered to life. Hadley stood at a podium, cameras flashing. My name is Hadley May, her voice steady and clear, and I'm here to tell you what really happened at Steele and Rose. Lane slumped against the wall as the story unfolded. His phone started buzzing with tech journalists' calls. You should answer those, I suggested, before someone else tells your story. He fled the office as my email pinged. Subject: acquisition offer. Body: 5 million for Mayhem Apparel. Don't take it, Ariel said, reading over my shoulder. You're worth 10 times that now. Hadley's voice continued from the TV. My sister Claire didn't just expose corruption, she showed us that sometimes the only way to fix a broken system is to tear it down and rebuild. Another email arrived. From my mother in Paris. I saw the news. We need to talk. I closed my laptop. Some conversations would have to wait. First, I had an empire to build. Declined. I hit send on the acquisition offer response, then looked around my new studio. Sunlight streamed through floor to ceiling windows, illuminating sketches and mood boards, my designs, my truth on full display. My phone buzzed. Hadley was at the airport, sending a selfie before her flight to Milan. Starting fresh, her message read. Thank you for helping me find my voice. The news played quietly in the background. Maximus sentenced to 15 years. Patrick under house arrest, awaiting trial. Lane's tech career in shambles after his predatory practices came to light. Ready for the interview? Ariel breezed in, now my head of marketing. Vogue is waiting downstairs. Almost. I picked up a framed photo from my desk. Dad at his old studio, smiling, proud. Next to it sat a letter from Paris, still unopened. Some wounds needed more time. You know what's funny? I said to Ariel. They thought they were teaching me business. Instead, they taught me revenge. No, she corrected. They taught you survival. You taught yourself justice. Ricardo poked his head in. They're ready for you. The story's going global. I straightened my jacket, my own design, of course. Mayhem's latest collection had just launched, each piece named after someone who tried to silence me. The Maximus blazer is selling out, Francesca texted. Karma looks good on you. I took one last look at my father's photo. I became everything they taught me to fear, I whispered. And I wouldn't change a stitch. The elevator doors opened, camera flashes. Time to tell my story, not as a victim, not as a villain, but as a woman who learned to turn thread and vengeance into armor.